Traveling Arena, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. It's your man, Joe P. Spider here. And today, I figured I'd do another Know Before You Go. And today, I want to help you know how to read a departure board. Yeah, many of you travelers, you travel by train and then you go into a big station like New York or Chicago or whatever. And you see a whole bunch of letters and numbers and names and this and that, and it can be confusing. So, I want to do this video to sort of help you guys out on how to read a departure board so that when you go and you're traveling, you won't get confused. Alright? For the most part, they're pretty much all the same, country-wide, system-wide. We're going to go with Amtrak. That's what I'm most familiar with. Now, at the very top, of course, you're going to have your time. And your time is what time your train departs. Alright? A few examples here. Now, that's not when the train starts to board. That's when your train is scheduled to depart. So don't get that confused. They know they're going to start boarding at 11 o'clock. No, no, no. 11 o'clock, doors are closed. Train's gone. And another thing to look as far as on the departure board and on your ticket, besides the time, is your train number. All trains have different numbers, like you have 43 here, 2055 here, 172 here, 91 here. And that's important so that you don't get on the same train. For example, you got two trains here leaving at 11 o'clock. One is 2155 and Acela, one is 172, Northeast Regional, going to Boston. So you look at your time on your ticket and the departure board, and also look at your train number to make sure you get on the right train, because if you get on the wrong train, well, you're going to have yourself a long day. Over here you got departures. Besides numbers, trains also have names on them. For example, the Pennsylvania obviously goes to Pennsylvania. In the Northeast, you have the high-speed Acelas, the fastest train in all of North America, from Washington, D.C. to Beantown, Boston. Then you get your regionals. Cost you a little less, but still from Boston to D.C. And some even go down to Virginia. And then another one like we'll have here is a Silver Star, which is a long-distance train, traveling overnight, originating out of New York, going to beautiful Miami. Of course, destinations, well, Pittsburgh, Washington, Boston, Miami. Now, when it comes down to destination, they always put the train's final stop on there. All right, so for example, take the top one, 43 to Pennsylvania, final destination is Pittsburgh. But let's say if you're going to Altoona, Altoona, it's on its way to Pittsburgh. But like I said, always look at your ticket and also your time and your train number to match up with what's on the departure board. Let's say if you're in Wilmington, Delaware, and you're going to Baltimore. And you look here, you got 11 o'clock, you got your train number, but hold on, wait a minute. It says Washington here. Does it go to Baltimore? Well, of course it does. I mean, if you know geography, which you should, that Baltimore from Wilmington is on the way. And the same with, we're going to go down here, this long distance train. Final stop, Silver Star is Miami. And let's say you happen to be going to Columbia, South Carolina. Then again, if you know geography, Columbia, South Carolina is on its way to Miami from New York. Now, it's impossible to put every single stop these trains make, especially the long distance trains. They're doing them, practically near 30 stops the whole trip from New York to Miami. They list every single stop that the trains make, which is why they put the final stop for these trains. And which is why I always say, when you come in, look at your time number, train number. That's important. Like you said, train name. Usually that's on your ticket. And you got your final destination. Final destination may not have your stop, but again, if you know geography, you know that trains make stops along the way. The Miami and Washington and Boston and stuff, so you can't get lost. Another thing to look at, if you're in a big station like New York, Chicago, train status. Now that right there is going to tell you the status, the current status of your train, most updated status of your train. You can say anything. Standby. What does standby mean? Well, standby, depending on where you're at in the country, the station will have multiple tracks. And right now, your train is on its way to the station. They're just waiting for track space. Usually they're waiting for a train to leave before they can bring a train in. Boarding. Well, that says it enough right there. 11 a.m. Estella, 21:55. Going to Washington, now boarding. Next column over is your track. Boarding on track 12. That means you go to track 12. Delayed. If it means delayed, obviously the train's running late. As far as estimated time, it could be anything. It could be a half hour, it could be an hour, it could be an hour and a half. And also keep in mind that the delay can also push further back. You just never know. And down here, for the status for Silver Star to Miami, on time. But you look over here in the track area, there's no time yet. There's no track yet, but your train's leaving on time. So basically, just be patient. Your train will leave on time. You're not going to miss it. Normally, they post tracks approximately 15 minutes prior to departure, give or take. So don't think exactly 15 minutes. Oh man, they didn't post my track. No, calm down. Your train's still going to leave on time. No track yet. All right. So remember, when you go into a station, especially a big one like Chicago, New York, DC, Boston, always look at your ticket, look at your time that you're leaving, your train number, departures. Like I said, trains have names on them, like North 3 Regional, Acela, Pennsylvania, Silver Star, etc. Destination. And keep in mind, you may not see your stop on here, but geography, trains make stops along the way. All right. And another thing, excuse the artwork. This not exactly an artist here. So, train status. Whether it's on standby, waiting for a track. If your train's boarding, go to your train. Do not worry about, I gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta go get some water, this and that. No, you can get water on the train, you get snacks on the train. And you can use the bathroom on the train. Boarding, and also on the right, If the train's boarding, look at the track. And just go with the track. All the tracks are numbered in the station. Delayed, trains are delayed. On time, there's no track yet, but your train will leave on time. Alright, boys and girls, I hope that helps you out a little bit on how to read a departure board, so that you know what to look for and when you walk into a station and you're traveling and you're not all confused, looking at a board and don't know how to read it. Hopefully this helps out. No more confusion. Now you can travel with ease, and you are a pro, and you know exactly what you're looking for. You know your time, number, departures, destination, status, and of course when the train's boarding, track will be up there. So you got nothing to worry about. Alright. Well, you all have a good one. Thank you for supporting the channel. And I'll keep these no before you go videos coming, so that less confusion out there, so that you know that your travel experience would be a little bit easier, a lot less confusion. You know what to look for next time. And of course, a big thanks to you all for supporting the channel. Wouldn't be here without you. You all have a good one. See you in the next video. Spider out.